Hi there, it's Cheryl Truesdale, and I'm thrilled that you're here with me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV, your station for inspiration. And today I want to ask you a question. Do you have a hard time verbalizing yourself? In other words, is it difficult for you to speak up for yourself and say what you want? If the answer is yes, then you probably just need a few tweaks in the assertiveness department. And here's why this is important. If you have a hard time expressing yourself openly and authentically, chances are at some point you could end up suffering depression, anxiety, or possibly even both. And don't just take my word for it. There's a large amount of research examining the negative impact of lacking assertiveness. And this research is showing that less assertive people have a greater likelihood of depression and anxiety, while assertive people tend to be happier, more peaceful, and have better health in general. You see, when you're insecure about expressing yourself honestly and authentically, you end up suppressing your true thoughts and your true feelings. And this causes all kinds of inner turmoil, right? Like feelings tense and stress and anxiety and resentment. And it can even lead to unhealthy and uncomfortable relationships when you feel like the people who should know you the best don't really know you at all. So if you do have a difficult time sometimes expressing yourself authentically, then you're going to want to stay tuned because I have something that will help you become more assertive instantly. And in this video, I'll share my 3 assertive techniques for better communication. First off, it is important to point out that being assertive and being aggressive are 2 totally different things. So I think a lot of people avoid being more assertive because they lack a clear understanding of the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. So being assertive means respectfully speaking up for yourself and what's important to you with power, clarity, and confidence. Whereas being aggressive or pushy or basically being a bully means trying to exert your influence to get what you want in a disrespectful and controlling a way. Communicating assertively shows respect for others' needs while showing respect for yours at the same time. So in this case, both parties' needs take priority. Where communicating aggressively shows disrespect for others and has no regard for their needs at all. Do you see the difference here? So assertive communication leads to an I win and you win outcome, and aggressive communication leads to an I win, you lose outcome. Big difference. And you know what? Here are some more benefits of being assertive. Assertive communication can strengthen your relationships because it helps to reduce the stress from conflict. And assertive communication helps to promote balance in your life. A positive but assertive no to excessive requests from others will enable you to avoid overloading your schedule. And assertive communication also helps you deal effectively with guilty feelings. And this is really helpful when handling family, friends, and co-workers more easily. So now that we've seen the difference between being assertive and being aggressive, it is time that I show you 3 techniques that will make you more assertive. So the more comfortable you can get with using the power of your voice to express yourself, your preferences, and your values, the more personally empowered and fulfilled you're going to feel in your life. So to help you ease into a more assertive style of communication, here are 3 techniques you can use to get started right away. So technique number 1, start by making teeny tiny requests. I mean, you wouldn't go and try to climb Mount Everest without practicing making some smaller climbs first, right? I mean, at least I hope you wouldn't. Well, the same goes with building your assertiveness muscle. So, like I said, just start by making little itty bitty requests. You know, here's a really great one. When I go out to a restaurant with my friends or maybe with my husband and they're taking me to a table and I'm like, and I look over there and I say, I like that table. I just say, hey, is there any way we can sit over there? No big deal if they say no, right? If it's already reserved or something. And if it's a yes, I'm like, hey, I'm going to spend 2 hours here, spend my money, and my experience is now even better. So I'm expressing a preference, right? You know, something else that really helped me build assertiveness is I lived in foreign countries, or you can do this when you're traveling or just in another town. Go up and just make a request of somebody to ask for directions. Easy, right? No problem getting that answer. It's a way to build your confidence, right? And here's another one. When I'm shopping and I see maybe a pair of shoes or a pair of pants or a shirt, and I like it and they don't have my size. I'm like, hey, can you check if you have my size? And I cannot tell you how many times what I want in my size is on the mannequin, and you betcha I go over and I say, can you please take that off the mannequin so I can try it on? No big deal. A way to make a small request and get an affirmation right away to build your confidence. And it might not seem like these are any big deal, but when you add them up, your confidence starts to grow and grow and grow. So what I want you to do is when you start noticing you're feeling a little more assertive, I want you to start expressing your opinion, your thoughts, your values, making a comment about something in a conversation with family and friends, something that stretches you just a little bit more and makes you a little bolder with your assertiveness. And I promise that before long, you will see how your confidence is building and how good it feels to express yourself and your desires. Technique number 2, get comfortable saying no. You know, the number one reason that people are afraid to assertively say no to others is, yeah, you probably guessed it, fear. They're afraid of coming across as selfish or rude. Maybe they're afraid of letting the other person down. A lot of people are afraid of conflict and the thought of being rejected. But being able to say no clearly and confidently is a sign of a healthy, balanced human being. Healthy people have healthy boundaries, and part of being healthy is occasionally saying no to requests, situations, and people that you can't or don't want to accommodate. It is okay to say no sometimes. You know, in fact, it's necessary if you want to live a healthy, happy, balanced life. Now, if you'd like 2 strategies for knowing how and when to say no, you can go to CherylTruesdale.com and just go to my homepage, and you'll see a video there called Saying No and Loving It. Technique number 3, silence your guilty feelings. Those feelings of guilt can be pretty strong, can't they? So being assertive means you're going to have to confront those feelings. So let me ask you a question. If somebody called you up and said, hey, can you take me to the airport? And you know that you already have responsibilities like maybe a work schedule, would you feel guilty about saying no? Well, here's another situation. Maybe you're at a restaurant and you get your plate of food and it is not the way you wanted it cooked, or maybe there's something wrong with it, or worse, there's a nasty icky old hair in it. Would you feel guilty about sending that plate of food back? If you've answered yes, you, my friend, are probably being manipulated by your guilty feelings. I don't know, maybe sometime perhaps in your childhood, you were programmed that putting others' needs before yourself is just what good people do. But you know what? This isn't always the case. There is nothing enlightened about overextending yourself, or worse, hurting yourself emotionally, financially, or spiritually for the sake of others. So the next time you're in a situation that you want to decline someone's request and you see those guilty feelings are coming up that kind of are holding you back from assertively expressing what you want to do, you know what I found works every single time? I go, okay, there's some guilt. Thank you, guilty feelings, for making your contribution. I appreciate that. Now go on your merry way. And usually just acknowledging those feelings does make them go away. And then I can just assertively go ahead and say no to whatever request was being made of me. Now, if you would like some other strategies for dealing with guilt, or what I like to call the big fat rat syndrome, right, feeling guilty, if you go to my homepage again at CherylTruesdale.com, there is a video there called Funny Strategy for Setting Personal Boundaries That Really Works, and it is all about dealing with guilt. So there you have it. 3 assertive techniques for better communication. And now that you have these techniques at your disposal, I want to challenge you to begin speaking up for yourself more, to say no more often when it's appropriate, and also to deal with those pesky guilty feelings, to be able to silence them when they try to rear their ugly head. You and what's important to you are so worth it, my friend. Now, if you've been watching this video today and you're just dying to share some technique that you use to be more assertive, you know I want to hear about it. And you can do that by leaving a comment under the video over at CherylTruesdale.com. So, do you feel inspired now? If so, would you like to inspire someone? Someone you know who could use a little love, hope, and inspiration to brighten their day? Got someone in mind? Then all you need to do to make a difference in their life right now is simply share this video with them. I am truly honored that you joined me for this episode of Cheryl Shares TV. Now, to make sure you get your regular dose of inspiration, just head on over to CherylTruesdale.com and sign up for email updates. That way you'll never miss an episode. And remember, you are amazing. You do matter. And you most certainly do deserve to live a happy life that you love. And I'll see you soon, my friend. Bye.